Hi everyone, my name is Allison Ryan and thank you so much for coming back to Taking On Type 1. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and mark the notification bell so you don't miss a video that I post. You can also follow me on Instagram for all my live updates and other pictures and videos. This video was actually requested by my 100th subscriber who is also a Type 1 and also a YouTuber, so make sure you check out his page. I'll link it in the description below. That is Diabetic Jack or Jackabetic. He is a great resource for you. He's a very active Type 1 and he has a fantastic YouTube and Instagram, so I'll make sure that I link that down below. But please make sure you go check him out and subscribe to his channel as well. So today is an intro to me, who I am, what I do, and all the stuff in between. But before we do, like always, let's roll that intro. Like I said, today was a requested video about getting to know me, because when I started my YouTube channel, I have a Taking On Type 1 intro video, but it's more so an intro to the channel and not really a whole lot about me. So like I said before, my name is Allison Ryan and I am a Type 1 diabetic. I was diagnosed on January 4th, 2016. I was a junior in high school, about 17 years old. And my diagnosis was not too traumatizing, I would say. Of course, I was mad and upset and all of the emotions that every Type 1 feels when they're first diagnosed, but at least I didn't go into DKA. I was caught at a very low 400, which I know several stories of people in the 800s and even higher for blood sugar, so I am very, very fortunate and blessed that I was only in the 400s when I was diagnosed. As most Type 1 diagnosis stories go, I had the symptoms of extreme thirst and going to the bathroom all the time, and I started to get the blurry vision right at the very end. I also had extreme weight loss. I lost over 20 to 30 pounds. So we got a regular doctor appointment just to try to see if it was another type of infection or a virus or whatever. And they ended up checking the sugar in the urine like they always do for a urine sample. And they knew my blood sugars were in the 400s. And by telling them what I had eaten prior that day, they knew that I was probably a Type 1. So they sent me to the University Hospital where I was diagnosed with Type 1 later that night. Of course, like every diabetic, I was mad and upset and didn't know what my future would hold. But I was actually very humbled because I was surrounded in a pediatric unit with a lot of cancer patients. And I was able to actually take my situation and kind of turn it around. Again, like I said, I was very humbled to know that this was something that I could take insulin for the rest of my life and I was going to be okay. Of course, it's going to make my life complicated, and of course, it's going to not be always ideal and perfect and whatever, but I wasn't going through chemo and I wasn't going to be there for weeks and months on end. I was going to be in and out in 3 days, and so that just kind of humbled me and just kind of brought me back to reality. And so really from the start, I kind of just embraced it. I had several people reach out to me, one diabetic in particular who sent me a message on Facebook. I really didn't even know her. I knew her through her sister, and she reached out to me and she was diagnosed later on in her adult life as well, so only a few years older than me when I was diagnosed. She just kind of said like, hey, I know what you're feeling, I know where you've been, and I know kind of what you're going through, so let me know if I can ever be any help to you. And it just really made me feel like I wasn't alone. And so from that moment on, I knew I wanted to do something like this. I wanted to do a channel, I wanted to do a program, I wanted to do something to be that source for other people. So my sad diagnostic story aside, we're gonna get into what I do right now. I have done several things over my 22 years of life, some with diabetes, some without. Some of the things that I've done while being a Type 1 is I've actually gone to China and I've climbed on the Great Wall, as you're seeing right here. I took a few pictures of testing my blood sugar and doing my insulin on the Great Wall because I thought, what a great perspective this is. Like, yes, you have Type 1, but you can really do whatever your heart desires. Obviously, it's going to take more planning and it's going to take a little more caution, but there's really nothing stopping us. It just takes a little bit more time and thought. I'm currently a college student and I'm in my junior year. I'm going for my elementary education degree with an endorsement in reading, and I'm hoping to teach somewhere between 1st and 3rd grade. Hoping to be that teacher that can really communicate with students and kind of do the same sort of encouragement, but also in a classroom setting. I know what it was like going back to school after my diagnosis, and I know I was super scared to talk to my teachers. So hopefully, if I do have a Type 1 in my classroom, just being able to say, hey, I know how you feel, I know what you've been through. And so just kind of being that bridge between school and diabetes as well. I'm obviously a YouTuber now, not a very long YouTuber, but I'm a YouTuber. So I'm going to introduce you to my family, not on camera because they are doing lots of other stuff, but I am going to scroll some pictures of them for you. So this is my lovely mom. You might have seen her in some of my Instagram pictures. She was wearing one of my other Taking on Type 1 shirts. She's amazing. She's my rock, and I love her to pieces. She has always been there through my diagnosis. My whole family has, my whole support team has, but my mom has been there through all of it, and she's amazing, and I love her. This is my dad. I would have to say this is where I get my goofy, funny sense of humor, which you guys don't see too often, but I do like to have fun, and I do like to mess around, and so a lot of this comes from him. He is a wonderful person, and I love him to pieces as well. I love all my family to pieces, so I'm probably going to say that like 6 times. This is my grandma. She is 95, turning 96 very soon, later this month. And she is also amazing. She is strong and she is sassy, and I love her. So this is my brother and sister-in-law, and they are also amazing. My brother has been my best friend for my whole life. We are 10.5 years apart in age, so quite an age gap, but we are super close, and I also love his wife so much. I don't think he could have picked someone better. So this is my amazing boyfriend. We've been dating for about 3.5 years now. He has also been by my side through a lot of this. I will send him rant texts about my blood sugar too high or my blood sugar too low, and he's always there to say, "You've got this, you're doing a great job." And he's just always been an amazing support for me and is willing to do whatever he can to make my life as a type 1 a little better. So yeah, you know my family, you know a little bit more about me. I've worked at Pizza Ranch. I have worked as a show choir assistant director as well as a middle school show choir choreographer. I have worked as a tutor, a nanny, a babysitter. I think that's it. Yeah, I think so. So there you go. You know a lot more about me now, and I hope that I have answered some of your basic questions about who I am and my diagnosis story. So if you want me to go into a little bit more detail in my diagnosis story, I'd be more than happy to do that, but I didn't want to take up too much time in my intro video. So if you would like to see my diagnosis story, the full version, drop that in the comments below. Like always, if you ever have a YouTube video suggestion for me, also drop those in the comments or message me on Instagram. I would love to hear from you guys, and I would love to do videos that pertain to you. I have 2 videos coming out very, very soon. One is actually a collaboration video. I'm not going to say with who yet because I want that to be a surprise for the both of us, but I'm doing a collaboration video, and that'll be coming out this month. And then next week, I have my week in the life of a diabetic vlog. I'm actually doing that right now, vlogging this week, giving you ins and outs of my day. So it should be good. It should give you guys a perspective of what a type 1 goes through if you're not a type 1, and it should also give you something to relate to if you are a type 1. Once again, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Again, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and of course, follow me on Instagram. That is all I have for today. So until next time, get out there and take on type 1.